In this video, I'm going to give you a rundown of everything you need to know about Wilson's brand new D7 range of products. I'm going to give you the technology that's packed into the metalwoods and the irons, and also give you my thoughts on how they performed. I got some numbers earlier on today with my Skytrack, so we'll run into those and also tell you how we got on out on the golf course. First thing is though, if you're new to the Bunkered YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button below, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments and I'll answer them for you. First off, we'll get started with the metalwoods. Wilson says its new RE-AKT technology combines reactive face technology along with a lightweight club to deliver added distance. We've got a lightweight club head, shaft and grip to deliver you free club head speed. After all, this is Wilson's distance range, so they're wanting to give you more distance and more club head speed, whilst the reactive face technology, this thin hot faces, can deliver more ball speed just to maximise your distance out on the golf course. Now, Wilson completely redesigned this club head. It looks pretty dissimilar to its D300 predecessor. So they started off by taking out about 25 grams of weight and then effectively redistributing that to improve the forgiveness. One way they've managed to increase the forgiveness is by including this new composite crown. So we've got two layers of carbon fibre, and sandwiched in between that carbon fibre is a layer of Kevlar. So the carbon fibre, it frees up weight and the crown to then be moved lower and further back, and that layer of Kevlar is just going to help improve the sound and feel of this driver. Now, we don't have an adjustable loft sleeve, but we do have dynamic launch control. So we've got three models. We've got the 9-degree model, which is the lowest launching, lowest spinning. We've got the 10.5, which is sort of mid-launch, mid-spin, and then the 13-degree model, which is going to be the highest launching and the highest spinning. So regardless of what you're looking for, your swing speed, you should find one that works for you. I've got the 9-degree model here because it's the one that suits my game the best. And certainly, all those technologies means that you're going to get more speed and more forgiveness. And one of the key improvements for me certainly comes in the new cosmetics. That blue colour scheme, along with the carbon crown, looks fantastic. A big improvement for me over the D300 range it's replacing. With the fairwoods and hybrids, it's pretty much the same story. We've got a new club head shape that was designed with input from Wilson's tour staff, and we've got a new stainless steel face insert that's going to deliver maximum ball speed. We also have a lightweight crown design that, again, it frees up weight that's then moved lower and further back to increase the forgiveness. And once again, it's very light, and that miraging steel face just delivering more ball speed and more distance for you. So that's the technology, but what about the numbers? Well, I hit some shots with the D7 driver earlier on today using my Skytrack. As I said, I've got the 9-degree model and the stock UST stiff helium shaft. And we'll get started with the ball speed. So we're averaging 158 miles an hour, launching at 13.3 degrees and spinning just over 2,400 RPM. Now, typically with a driver, I would expect to see just over 160 miles an hour, so we're not far off it. But at 158, we're just below that 160 mark, and that's pretty good considering this driver retails for £269. Launch is nice and high, 13.3 degrees, and the spin is actually really good. It's a lot lower than I expected it to see, and it's fairly consistent as well, so good spin numbers. What that then equates to is 263 average carry and 289 average total. So, for me, I tend to think of longest drivers for me around about the 300 mark, so 290, still getting good distance for a driver that's not been custom fitted for me and probably isn't suited to my game, but that launch, that speed and that spin, really consistent, really good. I'm really impressed by what this D7 was able to deliver for me, and I think a lot of you will see good performance from this driver. It was pretty much the same story out in the golf course. I was finding that I was getting a really powerful ball flight with the D7, and that high launch, that relatively low spin. In terms of distance, it was pretty good. I was seeing pretty decent distance, and it was also a pretty forgiving driver. Across the face, I was retaining a good ball flight, some good distance on those off-centre strikes. But for me, the biggest improvement with this driver comes in the cosmetics. We no longer have those micro vortex generators on the crown. I also like that carbon fibre crown, and the whole shape of this club head just looks fantastic down address. It's one that's going to inspire a lot of you with confidence, so one well worth checking out. And with the fairwoods and the hybrids, it was largely the same story. A nice powerful ball flight, decent speed, decent distance, and a decent level of forgiveness. So all round with the metalwoods, I was really impressed with what I saw. Now onto the irons, and once again we have RE-AKT Technology. We've got a combination of Wilson's power hole technology along with an ultra thin face, as well as a new club head design to deliver maximum distance and maximum forgiveness. First off, we'll get started with the power hose technology. As you can see here, I've got the 6 iron, and the 4 to 7 irons we've got a triple row of power holes. Now these power holes are going to increase face deflection to give you more speed and more forgiveness. And the 8 and 9 irons we've got a double row, and then in the pitch and gap wedges we've got a single row of power holes. And what this means is you're going to get some more control with those mid and short irons. By losing a row of power holes as we go progressively down the set, you're going to get control where you need it in those scoring clubs. We also have an ultra thin face. This face is incredibly thin to increase that deflection, to increase the ball speed, give you that trampoline effect and boost your distances. Also, we've got this new design. Unlike the D300, we don't have a row of power holes on the top line, and that's one of the biggest improvements for me. In terms of the aesthetics, these irons look fantastic compared to the D300s. Also, because we've taken out that row of power holes on the top line, it's freed up weight that's then moved lower and further back in the club head, which means a lower CG for a higher launch and more forgiveness. So for me, the biggest improvement is that aesthetics, but you're going to get the speed, you're going to get the distance from those power holes and that ultra thin face. So now on to the numbers. I tested using the 7 iron, and as you can see, the ball speed averaging at 127 and peaking at 130 miles an hour. So plenty of ball speed there for a 7 iron. We're then launching at 16 degrees and spinning just under 6,000 RPM. So despite the strong loss of these irons, you're still getting a relatively high launch and good spin numbers in around that 6,000 mark. So that's going to give you plenty of stopping power coming into the greens thanks to the high towering ball flight. You can see the height is averaging at 31 yards, so getting a nice high trajectory. What all that equates to is 183 yards average carry and 193 average total. You know, really long distances there for a 7 iron. I would expect that kind of distance from something in this super game improvement category, and the D7 range is delivering on that. Out on the golf course, I found these irons a real joy to play with. They were so incredibly easy to hit. By removing that row of power hose on the top line, the MOI has been increased by about 10%, and that lower CG means these things just launch into the sky and they never want to come down. The distance on offer is staggering. So you've got that high launch, lots of forgiveness from the new club head design, but then you're getting the distance from the power hose as well as forgiveness and added distance from that ultra thin face. So heaps of distance on offer, but thankfully, because of the progressive nature of those power holes, the double row and then into the single row as we go down the set, means that you're getting a bit of control where you need it. So it's good to have that in the scoring clubs when attacking the greens, when attacking the pins. I think for me though, the distance was brilliant, the forgiveness was brilliant, but undoubtedly the standout feature is the aesthetics. For something in the super game improvement category, these irons look fantastic, especially when you compare them to the D300 irons, which are big and clunky, whereas these, when you place them down behind the ball, yes, they've got a wide sole, but the top line isn't all that chunky. They are really great looking irons for something that's going to offer you so much speed and so much distance, as well as the forgiveness. So I was really impressed with them, delivering on what you expect from something in the same super game improvement category, but with sleeker looks and a little bit more forgiveness. So really impressed all around with the D7 irons and also the D7 metalwoods. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and it's given you a little bit more an insight into D7 irons and metalwoods. If you have any questions about any of them, just leave them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you very much for watching.